What's up, guys? Talking week 11 waiver wire rankings, a couple injuries to go over. We've got obviously the Lockett injury is kind of concerning. He was rushed to the hospital with some swelling, potential blood clotting type issues. And that's going to open the door for DK Metcalf and maybe Josh Gordon, newly acquired Josh Gordon for the Seattle Seahawks. Maybe he steps up. I believe he's played 28 of the snaps in the game, so he's getting his feet wet, but might be force-fed if Lockett is missing time. Now they have the week 11 bye, so they might have time to get Lockett back, but just something to keep in mind if Josh Gordon's floating around out there. And if you own DK would definitely get an uptick in stats and everything. Hollister's a guy to look for on waivers. What's going on, guys? Deebo Samuel's 8 catches for 112 yards is another good grab. But let's talk about the obvious guys that shouldn't be available but might be available. You need to make sure you check your waiver wire. Darius Slayton, make sure he's not available on waivers. 2 TDs, 100+ yards. Here for the moment, this working is getting in the way, Larry says. I traded for Gordon before the deadline. And he may not be valuable. He may be. We don't really know. What's up, Clan? So the obvious guys, Darius Slayton, make sure he's not available. He is legit. This guy is a legit wide receiver 3 moving forward. Potentially gives you wide receiver 2 volume and stats. So, but definitely lock him into your wide receiver 3 moving forward if you own him, and grab him if available. What's up, big timer? So Slayton, make sure Hollywood Brown isn't available. DJ Chark probably has not been cut in a majority of leagues, if any. But Chark, Hollywood Brown, and McLaurin, all of these guys could return to the form that they had earlier in the year. People quickly forget how good these 3 were. Hollywood Brown was cut in a lot of leagues. I scooped him up in every league I could. Hollywood Brown, I believe, with the way that Lamar Jackson's playing, Hollywood Brown could be a high-end wide receiver 2 moving forward. Hollywood Brown, to me, if I've got him on my team, I trade away before my trade deadline a big-name wide receiver to get a running back and plug Hollywood Brown right into like that wide receiver 2 role. I'd feel very comfortable with that. Same thing with Chark. McLaurin's a little bit riskier play, probably available more often than the other 2. Definitely think Chark is not available in a lot of leagues, but just check, make sure. Slayton, Chark, Hollywood Brown, McLaurin, make sure these guys aren't available. Brian Hill is probably the top guy to get at the moment. He had 71 yards and a TD in replacing Devonta Freeman. Devonta Freeman looks like he is dealing with a foot sprain, could be severe, we don't know. But Brian Hill's exciting enough that even if Freeman is able to come back a little bit hampered, isn't out as long as we think, Hill might get a shot and they might lean on him and say, you know what, let's give this guy a bulk of the work and see what he can do. I think he's very, very good in both the receiving and rushing game, and I think Brian Hill would be one of the top pickups this week if you look at your waiver wire and Slayton's gone and Hollywood Brown's gone. Brian Hill, you could argue, is as valuable as a Hollywood Brown if you need a running back. So, of course, a lot depends on your running back situation. Why is Alexander Mattison still available in so many leagues? Why? I don't understand. I talk about this guy every single week. I know some of you were in smaller leagues and you can't afford to drop a running back. That I understand. But there are so many leagues out there where this guy is not picked up. And there are so many people that come to me with a very questionable player next to Alexander Mattison and say, who should I grab this week, Smitty? This wide receiver that you'll never use or Alexander Mattison? And I say to them every time, as gently as I can, why have you not already picked up Alexander Mattison? He is a league-winning player, a league winner. Kareem Hunt shouldn't be available in your league. Another couple players to maybe keep an eye on. McKissick, Balaj didn't have a great week, a 10. I was hoping he'd get a lot of carries, but definitely worth grabbing. And if you need a running back, there aren't a lot of potential starting running backs available besides Brian Hill, who might be, and Balaj. So definitely look into those names. If you are combing through your waiver wire and looking for pickups, that should help you. Derek Carr, Foles, if you need QB help. Drop Madison for Brian Hill or Hollywood Brown. So Fletcher, it kind of depends on your team need there. Out of all those players, I like Hollywood Brown the most. I think Madison less likely to help you because he's not the starter right now. But if he got in there, would be the most valuable out of all three of those. And Brian Hill would help you about equally as Hollywood Brown will help you if you need a running back. So I can't really tell you one is better than the other. You kind of got to go off your situation. Foles or Brissett. If Brissett's playing, I'm rolling with Brissett. I love Brissett when he's in there. I think he's really impacted Pascal's ability to do well, which really sucks because Pascal came onto the scene and then Brissett got hurt. It really is the way the season's been going for a lot of us. You have a guy rising up, being used quite a bit by Brissett, and then boom, Pascal loses Brissett, and that's a big reason why Pascal hasn't gone crazy. I think Pascal could do really well. Now, T.Y. Hilton might come back right in time, right when Brissett's ready to roll. I don't know. Pascal's he's a really exciting guy that I think you need to roster, but maybe you don't play him until we know what's going on with Brissett. Sup, Smitty? Says Debo. Debo says stream Brissett or Darnold this week. I go Brissett if he's playing. And yes, Wilson's out. Who would you drop, the Steelers or Ravens defense? I don't drop the Ravens defense right now, personally. You got Mac. Kyler says, I got Mac and Hyde at my running back 1 and 2. Should I drop Breda and pick up Hill? I probably would. Madison, you have Madison as a backup. Keep Madison. Smitty, which defense would you start top 5? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, you're asking me to list the top 5 defenses. Off the top of my head, man, I'll have to get back to you on that one. I don't want to miss somebody. Hey, Smitty, number 1 fantasy football show says Polycat. Thank you, Polycat. Carr or Foles? I think Carr is safer, man, but who knows? Those are not great options either way, but Carr is probably a little bit safer. Where are you at on Mac? I like Mac moving forward. I think Brissett coming back will be a great thing for Mac. So just keep tabs on Brissett this week. Mac, I'm still buying low. What did you eat for breakfast? I'm actually getting wings at NYPD Pizza. Smitty's the best. Thank you, Sam. Trade away Dak and Hunter Henry for James Conner and Kyler Murray. My other running back and tight end are Brady and Waller. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this. My other running backs are CMC and Devonta Freeman. Thoughts? Get Brian Hill. Lost 4 in a row. What do I do with David Johnson? Man, David Johnson's a lost cause at this point. You can't get rid of him for anything. You got to ride it out or you won't win anyways. So your only hope is that David Johnson comes back. Kyler, love the show, brother. Heading to class. I'll be looking forward to your next show. Thank you. I don't know if I'm going to go live tonight. Definitely going live Wednesday for the show, the CBS Sports Radio show, which I stream right here on youtube.com/the Fantasy Football Show. Every Wednesday night, I'm on CBS Sports Radio, and I stream that sucker right here. And it'll be 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. AZ time. So you'll know that. And then Thursday night, and then Saturday night and Sunday morning, you can find me every single one of those days. But I do try and stream at least 5 days a week. But definitely Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Thielen and Sanders for Chark. At this point, with not knowing where Thielen's at, check the news right now. If Thielen's still very, very questionable, then I think Chark is the better get right now. I'm not sure if anything's breaking currently on Thielen as we speak. If Thielen was back, I'd rather have that side, but I don't know that he's back. I don't know when he'll be back. I don't know when he'll be fully healthy. Gonna get nuclear burning wings? No, Xavier. I'm not that bold. I'm bold with my fantasy football content. I'm not as bold with my food. Would I consider trading Barkley at all? If you could trade high, only trade high. Only. Aaron Jones or Zeke rest of season? Tough question. I go Zeke, but damn, I love Aaron Jones, and I don't mind owning both those bad boys. Aaron Jones just has a little bit of situational risk. Zeke, Zeke, Barkley, these guys haven't been delivering like we had hoped all year, but that doesn't mean they're not going to do it from here on out. Aaron Jones has 14 TDs. Yes, he does. And guess who? Guess where Aaron Jones lives? On the bold prediction board in the top 10 bold predictions for 2019 on sleeperu.com. You can find Aaron Jones in my top 10 bold predictions. That's right. You could also find Devin Singletary and Montgomery, who are failing us right now. God, they look so good heading into this week, and both of them dropped absolute deuces right in our laps, man. I'm not sure what to make of Montgomery and Singletary at this point. A little bit worried, to be completely honest, that we aren't seeing the consistency, the usage, whatever, but we almost got to throw week 10 out the window because so many people crap the bed in week 10. A lot of players, not just Montgomery, not just Singletary. We're talking about A-Rod. We're talking about Zeke, Barkley. Like literally everybody and their mother crapped the bed in week 10. It was a bad week. Let's put week 10 to bed with the shitty sheets that we were left with and move on to week 11. Montgomery did get a lot of carries, but they're not always the best carries. I hear that a lot too. People are like, he got 17 carries. Well, he's getting shitty carries. Like, give Montgomery the ball, give him the ball effectively, and he will deliver you not only yardage, stats, and excitement, and fans loving it, but a win. He'll bring you a win. Dede, I don't know about Westbrook, man. Would you think Barkley and T.Y. Hilton for Cook is a good trade? It could work out for you on either side of that. Barkley could be just as good as Cook moving forward. With a guy like Barkley and Zeke, don't use their past against them. They are guys that can finish as the number one player at their position from any moment moving on. So T.Y. Hilton, if he was healthy, I would never do that. But given he's banged up, it's not a horrible move. What's up, Zachary? Should I start Breda in my flex? I don't know. Brian Hill's better than Breda, but I don't know. It's a tough call. Do I start Hill over Singletary at running back next week? Based on the news, we'll know more on Wednesday's show. I'm streaming live on youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. I stream live my CBS Sports Radio interview, the hour-long show, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we'll talk about this. I can't give you an update on Hill and what I'm projecting for Hill yet. And then, of course, Saturday night with Dr. Raj, we'll talk about that. Sunday live, 1 hour before kickoff, I go live. I go live all of those days and Thursday night. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning, I go live all of those days. We'll talk about this as we go. I don't want to give you a, hey, yeah, start him over him yet in a lot of these situations because we don't know. Montgomery or Parker at flex, I go Monty. That one I can answer. Phone has great reception. Nice live. Thank you. Nagy sucks. I agree. Nagy shit the bed hard. Messy and hard in week 10. All right, guys, I'm heading in to get my food. I wanted to do a live ranking waiver wire video. We did that. We accomplished it. And now it's time to eat. It's time to wing out. I'm going to have some wings. Later.